What is up, y'all? Welcome to the starting line. My name is Nick, and this is the National Rock Racing Association's little update that we like to do every once in a while, especially in the off season when we're a little bit more disconnected from the race scene. But for us here at the National Rock Racing Association and Rock Racing TV, it never slows down. In fact, our fearless leader was out at Good Evening Ranch this past weekend in West Virginia. I almost said Wisconsin. In West Virginia, getting a feel for the land out there and kind of the course layouts that we can expect going into the 2023 season. So, Good Evening Ranch, you say, West Virginia, hasn't been on the schedule before, and it's definitely a state that we're not used to seeing on the schedule. So, let's go over the 2023 schedule here while I got y'all, and let's talk about some of these new venues that we're looking at. So we're going to be opening the season in March 3rd and 4th at Windrock Off-Road Park. That is no new player in the rock bouncing game. Windrock has been there since the very beginning. They have hosted series, pretty much all of the rock bouncing race series that you can think of, the major ones anyway. And they have some monstrous dirt climbs that seem to go on forever. So we're excited to be back at Windrock. Windrock always brings in a lot of people. If you look back in the footage these last few years, the groups have just been amazing. Lines out the door to out to the road, out to the highway, to get in, and so we love to see that because we love sharing this amazing sport with everybody. After that, we're going to be a part of the Big Meets Run. If you've been in the off-road community, not just off-road racing, but just off-road in general, the Big Meets Run in Disney, Oklahoma has been a staple in that area for many, many, many years. And we are going to be a part of it. If you've been living under a rock, you wouldn't know that Jason Robinette and Mid-America Outdoors have been making huge waves in the Oklahoma area as far as off-road and off-road racing goes, and they are now leasing the area where Big Meets Run usually takes place. So instead of getting rid of Big Meets Run, they're embracing it and they're doing what they can to make it better. And that, with that said, last year we had some racing going on there, and this year it's going to be no different. So, or 2023 is going to be no different. The National Rock Racing Association, this will be our first time racing as far as the Big Meets Run go. Not our first time racing in that area, though, so we're hoping to make it an even better event now that we've got our feet wet getting in that area, because logistically there's a lot of things that we're up against, as well as pulling the whole circus together and trying to make it all work. It's really it's a lot of work, but it's worth it for sure. So we will be in Disney, Oklahoma, March 9th and through the 12th for Big Meets Run. Then in March is going to be a smoker, y'all. March, we have 3 events back to back. March 24th and 25th, we're going to be at Wildcat. Wildcat, like Windrock, is a staple in the community. Been racing there many years now, and those hills always make for some fun to watch these drivers. And now that we're adding classes, it's just only gotten better. The VIN class racing, starting racing this year at Wildcat, was a blast to watch. And UTV stock class, and then the kids as well. The kids racing at Wildcat this year was a lot of fun to watch. So we'll be heading back to Wildcat, and that will wrap up just March. Those 3 events, those 3 events are only what's happening in March. All right, heading into April, though, not too long after, April 14th and 15th, we are heading back to Hot Springs, Arkansas. We first time racing back there in many years this year, and we had an absolute blast racing on hills that back in the day were bounty hills, and now we're seeing these UTVs with upwards of 300 horsepower climbing them. It was just insane, and it was very cool to watch the bouncers use that whole hillside to race on. It was very cool. Clyde and those guys did a great job of setting that course up. But so we're going to be heading back to Hot Springs. A lot of great trail riding there. The city of Hot Springs is very cool to go check out in between the racing and so on. So very excited to be heading back to Hot Springs. The National Rock Racing Association race number 5 is at Good Evening Ranch, and that's what we were kind of talking about when I opened the show. Good Evening Ranch is new to our race series, but not new to bouncers, not new to the race scene out there. From what I've seen and what I'm hearing, it is going to be one of the more rockier courses that we're usually pitting these drivers up against. Think about AOP, if you will. Some of the footage, or if you've been racing out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's going to make for some tight racing, and be ready for some carnage, because those rocks are big, and they are definitely going to challenge these drivers. We do have a little break. I want to back up one to Hot Springs. We're going to be racing April 14th and 15th, and then we go all the way to the end of July before we're racing again. So we're going to have half of April, May, all of June, and then most of July off before we are back to racing. So there's quite a break in between there, which is always good to have that break, because we've had instances in the past where we've had to cancel or change races or race dates. So it's nice to have a little bit of cushion in there. And then it does break up that summer. The summer months, they get hot, and imagine you're a driver and you're strapped into that buggy that is putting off hundreds of degrees of heat, and it's 100 degrees outside. So imagine those drivers in a full fire suit, hood, helmet on and everything, hood on under the helmet. It's nice to give those guys a good chunk of the summer off, and keep them out of the sun. Speaking of seasoned drivers, Jay Stort's checking in with us. Y'all hang out, because I want to go over the pre-registration and all that stuff too. We've already got drivers that are signing up, so we sure do appreciate that. Let's continue on with this breakdown of this schedule here. So Good Evening Ranch will be back to racing up there in West Virginia. August 4th through the 5th, we're going to be at Hawk Pride Mountain. That is, again, like Wildcat and Windrock, it's we've always kind of opened the summer, the second half of the season at Hawk Pride, and so we always see good action at Hawk Pride, and we've raced the same area the past couple of years, so who knows, we may see a different area, or revisit an old area when we get back down to Hawk Pride. Always fun racing at Hawk Pride. They've got some nasty legends that are tough on drivers. Then it seems like we're going to the other end of correction now. So we're going to be racing at Hawk Pride. That's in Alabama. Then we're going to be going just north to Rush, Kentucky. All right, that's August 25th and 26th. Rush, well known for some of the nastiest hills in all of rock bouncing history. If you go back and watch some of the old footage from racing back in the day, from either the National Rock Racing Association or other race series, you'll find some of the greatest content that you'll ever. If you want to look at rock racing, you don't know what rock bouncing is, definitely go and check out footage from Rush. It is no doubt some of the nastiest hills in the sport, that's for sure. So that's August 25th and 26th. Then we're going to go all the way, it seems like the other end of the freaking country, but only all the way to Missouri from Rush, Kentucky, and to Rush Springs Ranch. Okay, Rush Springs Ranch did a ton of work to their area this year. They cleared off a whole mountain, pretty much, is what they did. We had two really decent hills, race hills in the area, and they cleared off a whole nother mountainside, it seemed like. So huge shout out to the owners at Rush Springs Ranch. We really are grateful to those park owners that are doing what they can to better the experience for the drivers, for the people that are watching the event, and make things easier on the people that are putting on the event as well. Huge shout out to those guys. I always love going out to Rush Springs Ranch. From there, if you know, we're usually heading from there to Dyersburg, Tennessee. Bikini Bottoms Off-Road Park is right up there with Windrock and Wildcat and stuff. We've been racing there for many, many years. This past year, we had the absolute honor to be racing alongside our Icelandic brethren. That was a blast. That was a treat to watch, man. Those guys definitely tear up some hillsides, that's for sure. But the Icelandic guys were a lot of fun. We're not going to have those guys next year. The plan is they're going to be letting us know dates here very soon, as they do want to come back. So that's very cool. But no Icelandic guys for 2023. So from there, we are right into the end of the season, man. October 20th and 21st is going to be our finals, and we are heading back to Mid-America for finals. So that'll be our first return back to Mid-America since Visions this year, actually. So it'd be good to get back there. Mid-America always throws something different at us, and the whole Mid-America compound, everything with the live music and everything that they have to offer is always very comfortable, and so it's always good time getting over there, and we love the venue that we have for the award ceremony and stuff like that has always been top notch over at Mid-America. So we're excited to get back over there for finals. All right, so that's the 2023 season. One thing that I wanted to get up in the note in the what I'm trying to say is what I would like is to have the link for the driver's sign up to be in the little chat box here. So if you guys are watching on any other page other than the Rock Racing TV Facebook page, then you need to get over there, because that is where I'm going to be putting this link to the sign up. All right, that should be showing up here in just a second. All right, so again, if you are planning on driving up, whether it be the UTV youth class or the UTV stock class, the VIN class, which was new last year. If you're looking for any of these rules, it can also be found at that link. If you look up, there's a bunch of drop-down menus, and one of them is rules. So definitely get on over there and check those out, especially if you're looking to sign your little one up. Make sure that make sure their buggy is going to be within the rules. Make sure that you're tracking all the safety equipment that you're going to have. Just because you were running a VIN class rig that you could have drove to the race doesn't mean you get out of wearing a helmet. Doesn't mean you get out of having seatbelts on and stuff like that. Everybody is going to be safety checked next year. We're taking that very, very serious, as we do normally. But 2023 is just, we're going to be tightening up just even more so, okay? We want to see everybody come to the race and enjoy themselves and leave the race in the same shape that they came in, hopefully. All right, everybody. That is it for me. Countdown to Windrock, 101 days and 21 hours, almost 102 days. So we've got a little bit of time, but I do want to check one block real quick here. Highway to the Hill episodes. I am working my butt off to try to get as much done as I can because I would like to start having those episodes start rolling out so we have something new to watch every week until Windrock, 101 days, 102 days, okay? So be on the lookout for that. It is only going to be on Rock Racing TV's YouTube channel. So if you're not already subscribed, I please ask you to go check it out. And also support our other drivers and manufacturers, the sponsors that are behind us, and get behind them and their social media as well. It helps out a ton. All right, everybody, I am going to get out of here, but I appreciate you joining me, and I look forward to seeing everybody out there. Message us on social media if you have any questions. And again, if you have any concerns or questions about signing up, the link is in the chat, in the comments, or message me directly, and I'll see if I can help you out myself. Look forward to seeing everybody soon. Thank you.